What's the best bus you've ever been on? For me, it might be these buses in Mexico City. Let's rewind to the early 2000s. Mexico City was facing multiple problems. They had a fleet of aging buses, gridlock traffic, and a huge air pollution problem. To solve all three, they came up with Metrobus. Between 2005 and 2018, 7 of these bus rapid transit lines opened, crisscrossing the city. Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT, is a high-quality bus service that combines the best parts of train service, like speed and frequency, with the advantages of a bus, like flexibility and a lower cost. If you followed me for a while, or even just for the last 2 weeks, you'll know that I'm somewhat of a skeptic when it comes to BRT. While I've lived in several different countries, my only real experience with BRT is in the United States, and a lot of times what they call BRT in the US is just a slightly upgraded bus. Definitely not rapid transit. But if there's one city that could convert me, it might be Mexico City. The Metrobus network is quite impressive, so let's dive in. Remember, I have a whole video explaining the entire Mexico City transit system and how each piece fits into it. You can watch it by clicking the link in the description. Like I said, in total there are 7 Metrobus lines in Mexico City. Line 1 opened in 2005, Line 2 opened in 2008, Line 3 opened in 2011, Line 4, by far the most confusing route, also opened in 2011, and this line offers a connection to the airport. Line 5 opened in 2013, Line 6 in 2016, and Line 7 in 2018. It's important to mention that not every bus runs down the entirety of a route. If we zoom in on Line 4, for example, we see that there's all sorts of short turns and branches. The number one advantage of Metrobus is that all routes run in a dedicated right-of-way. This lets them zoom past the heavy Mexico City traffic. There are a lot of differences between the routes. Some have doors on the left, some have doors on the right, some are high floor, some are low. For some you pay at the station and for others you pay on board. But all routes have one thing in common: the dedicated lanes. We are at La Raza station, served by lines 1 and 3. These are very high quality. Before you get to the platform, you tap your integrated mobility card at the fare gates. A ride costs 6 pesos. Don't have a card yet? Don't worry, you can buy them from a machine at every Metrobus station. Buses board from a high center platform in the middle of the road. There are gates on the platform with gaps to match up with the doors on the bus. Already, this is a level of infrastructure investment that you rarely see on BRTs in the United States. Now we're on board a double articulated bus, heading south towards the center of the city. We're in the median of Avenida de los Insurgentes, the largest avenue in Mexico City. Being in a dedicated lane, separated from all other traffic, allows us to go very fast. When we do stop, there are so many doors for people to use that our stops are only brief. One of our stops is Buena Vista, where transfer is available to Metrobus lines 3 and 4, Metro line B, and the Tren Suburbano. Subscribe for a video about that line coming very soon. And then we get off at Revolucion station. So here's the thing about Metrobus. The buses are all red, they all have that livery, they all are very high quality, but the fleets are not necessarily compatible with each other. The buses that run on one line don't run on other lines because, well, some of them are high floor, some are low floor, some have doors on the left, some have doors on the right, and some, like the one we're going to ride right now, line 7, are double-decker. The double-deckers run exclusively on line 7. They were built by British company Alexander Dennis, and we're going to take line 7 northbound. As you can see, quite a crowd has gathered. Metrobus runs just every few minutes. It really is super frequent. But almost 2 million people a day use it. The buses keep up the best they can, but like all transit in the city, be prepared to deal with crowds. Looks like there are 51 seats available upstairs. I rush up to see if the best spot is still available.
and we managed to nab my favorite seat upstairs in the front.
By the way, I'm traveling with my good friend Nonstop Eurotrip. I'm so glad that we got a chance to hang out together, as well as with Paul Lucas on this trip. But anyway, our front row seats give us a view as to how the Line 7 is different from Line 1. Here, the dedicated lanes are on the side of the road, meaning that the doors on this bus are on the right. You might have noticed the electric wires above us. No, these are not for us. We actually share this lane with Trolleybus Line 5. Mexico City has 10 trolleybus lines, and honestly, I would consider these BRT as well. They're also super frequent, and they run in dedicated lanes. The only difference is that they use trolley wires and they charge a different fare. You may have heard how every metro station in Mexico City uses pictograms to identify stations. These drawings were developed to help the system become more navigable even for people who are illiterate. Well, Metrobus also uses pictograms. Every single station has its own unique drawing. Overall, the Metrobus network complements the Mexico City Metro very well, running along corridors that may not have a direct train service and providing easy transfers when possible. Although, like all transfers in Mexico City, they usually do require a lot of walking. And while much of the metro is underground, the bus is a great way to see some of the city rolling by. Now, Metrobus isn't the only bus in Mexico City. You have the trolley buses I mentioned earlier, you've got the RTP regular buses, and of course the peceros and combis, the microbuses, which are the most popular form of transportation. But Metrobus is definitely the backbone of bus service in Mexico City. And now some exciting news for people who just can't get enough Mexican BRT content. We're not done yet. So Metrobus is not the only BRT in Mexico City. There is also Mexibus, which is the BRT operated by the state of Mexico. Now we're gonna go ride that right now, but to get there we've taken the Mexicable, the cable cars, because there's an interchange station between the red line of the cable cars and the Mexibus. So the cable car station's over there. We had to walk down a long ramp, but right onto the bus platform. No interaction with traffic whatsoever, completely protected. It's awesome. Mexico City is its own federal entity, but around the city lies the state of Mexico, and the state has its own BRT system known as Mexibus. There are 4 lines, and today we are riding line 4 from Santa Clara into La Raza. Mexibus connects different communities in the state of Mexico, but it also brings commuters to the Mexico City Metro so that they can then travel further into the city. At first glance, there are many similarities between Mexibus and Metrobus. We see the same island platform between the 2 dedicated bus lanes, but there are a few differences too. For example, Mexibus has varying express services, and they also run women-only buses. To spread out the crowds, northbound and southbound buses board from different areas of the platform. We wait mere seconds and a bus shows up.
La Raza is 1 metro stop farther.
To ride Mexibus, by the way, you will need a different fare card than the Metrobus. The stations on Mexibus also use pictograms, though they are in a slightly different style since this is the state of Mexico and not Mexico City. We will be crossing the border into Mexico City soon, however. The 4 Mexibus lines were opened between 2010 and 2021, with Line 4 being the most recent. Now that we've been on so much BRT, let's see if I've been convinced. Mexico City's BRT systems have truly impressed me. They're high frequency, high quality, fast. I can look at these buses and go, yes, that's bus rapid transit. And it's really a testament to just how much more efficient public transportation is if it's executed properly. But when I was talking with my friends in Mexico City, we did kind of come to one conclusion. While all this infrastructure investment is impressive and very necessary, once you've already completely separated the buses from traffic and built out these full stations, is it that much more work to just add rails and make it light rail? It seems to me like the investments to make a really good bus rapid transit are so big that you might as well go all the way and make an even more sustainable form of transit, which is rail-based transit. Now, I'm not trying to criticize Mexico City's BRT or anything. Once again, this is the best bus that I have ever been on, but I hope that these investments that Mexico City has made can lead to more rail in the future, and they definitely should serve as an example to other cities around the world. If your circumstances necessitate the construction of a bus, then at least let it be like the Metrobus in Mexico City. Anyway, Line 4 of Mexibus uses the Metrobus right-of-way inside Mexico City to serve La Raza, which is our final destination for today. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you learned something new, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more content from Mexico or all around the world, please subscribe to Trains Are Awesome. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.